Welcome to practice. We're going to begin laying down, and having a blanket is always handy, a little bit of padding. Although we're not going to use that now. So laying down with the feet hip width and the legs parallel, and stretch your arms overhead. And we're going to take hold of the left wrist with the right arm and just gently draw length into that left arm and left shoulder. Elongating the left arm and relax your neck, just snuggle it into your right bicep. Good. And then we're going to walk the feet over to the right as well, and that'll start to stretch down the left side of the torso. So walk the feet as far as you can, and then you can even try and take the right leg out straight and cross the left leg over the right. And you can start to straighten the left leg. A nice big stretch down the left side. Neck is relaxed. Nice work. Bend both your legs in and your arms in. Bring your feet back to the center. Good. We're going to take a hold of the right wrist with your left hand and stretch your arms overhead again. And then we gently draw more and more length into the right arm. The right side of the ribs, the armpit. Drawing the right arm long, using your left arm. Keeping your neck relaxed. Good. And then you're going to walk your feet over to the left side. So we're stretching the right side of the body here. Good. When you've walked the feet as far as they'll go, then straighten out your left leg and put your right foot on the left side of your left leg. And you might even be able to straighten the right leg. So finding that really big stretch in the right side of the body. Finding the breath. Lovely. And then bending in your arms and your legs and coming back to center. And for some symmetry now, just having the legs hip width and parallel and the feet connected to the floor. Hands onto the belly. Noticing as you breathe that you can feel the belly expand and contract. We're going to roll over to the right side and come into forward virasana. And in forward virasana, find again the belly, just with your awareness, and feeling that expansion and contraction. Look forward at your hands, and you're going to interlock your fingers and turn the palms away. And we're going to come back into forward virasana, but try to stretch the palms forward. Good. And then releasing that side, arms back out to parallel. And then look forward and interlock your fingers with the other index finger on top and press the palms away. Ooh. Good. And then releasing. We're going to lift up onto all fours. And in all fours, walk your hands around. So fingers facing out, fingers facing back towards your knees, and all the way to center as far as your forearm will allow. And gentle padding back, fingers facing out, and back to the front. Good. And then we're going to try and do the backs of the hands. Now, if you find this is just too strong on your wrist, you can keep one hand flat down on the floor while you walk the other around and then swap sides, or you can walk them both around. If your hands are closer to your knees, you'll see it's a little easier on the wrist. So take the stretch that you feel like you need, the back of the wrist. The straighter the arms are, the bigger the stretch. Beautiful. And then come back into forward Virasana. Feel the expansion and the contraction of the belly. Let your awareness take in more and more of the body moving with the breath. The lower back, the middle back, the shoulders. And then we're going to place the hands down flat, bring the shoulders forward. Bring the knees back a little from the line of the hips and the shoulders over the wrists. Tuck your toes under and knees just off the floor. I'm going to look forward. You'll feel the core of the body working hard here to stabilize your spine. Notice the movement of the breath around that contraction of the belly. Beautiful. And then relax your arms now into child's pose. Relaxing the abdomen now. Forward Virasana. Look forward at your hands and make some spinal wave movements forward and back. Just bring your knees hip width. So moving the torso forward and back, but looking for all those little movements along the spine. Finding your wave-like, subtle movement. Work. All right, shoulders over the wrists, stretch your fingers out straight, strong. Walk the knees back a little bit further now and drop the hips so that your hips and your knees and your shoulders are in one line. And again, you can feel the core muscles switching on, supporting a healthy spine. Embed the bones of the spine forward. You can stay here or you can tuck your toes under, make it a little stronger by lifting the knees away from the floor. So we don't let the hips sag down. We're trying to lift them up and keep them in line with the shoulders. And finding that movement of breath. Ah, knee to the floor and resting into child's pose. Resting the belly, finding the movement of the breath, resting your arms and hands beside you. Mm. Arms all the way forward. Forward Virasana, lifting up into all fours. Take your spinal waves in the other direction. So if you always take the chest forward and then up, then take the lower back and then down. So movement along the spine. Nice work. Forearms to the floor now. So walk the hands forward a little. Bring your elbows under your shoulders. Forearms are parallel and trying to keep your elbows from sliding out. But you're allowing for how your shoulders are going to be comfortable here. We want to feel an energetic push down through the index fingers, the inside edges of the wrists and the forearm. We're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees just a little bit from the floor and look forward, feeling the breath. Beautiful. And then resting into child's pose. Excuse me for 1 second. Stay in child's pose, finding the breath. Stretching the arms forward now, forward Virasana. And downward facing dog pose. We're going to walk the feet closer to the hands so your heels are as close to the floor as you can get them. And then we're going to bend one knee, straighten the other, alternately, starting to stretch your legs. Letting your head just hang down. Feel the shape of the breath in your belly, your lower back, lungs and ribs. Letting the armpits be longer and longer. And now let's try to press both the heels down. Lifting your kneecaps, the front of the thighs, the sit bone. Feel where the weight goes in your hand. For me, it's always the outside edge of the wrist, the heel of the hand. Try to bring it forward, the base of the index fingers, the fingerprint. Good. And then we're going to come into plank position from here. So you might need to wiggle your feet back to give yourself room to be a straight line from your heel to your knee to your shoulders and feeling that strong core of the body. Looking forward, pressing the bones of the spine forward. Nice work. Press back into downward facing dog pose. So this time we've got a long distance between the hands and feet. And it's a bit harder to press the heels down. But find the breath. Let the movement of the body, the being in this awkward position, take shape around the breath. Good. And then little steps forward, and use each little step as an opportunity to bring movement to the feet. So lift right up onto the balls of the feet, padding like you're a panther, and rolling and arm and looking. And Tadasana. Standing at the front of your mat. Ooh. Tadasana, mountain. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Bones of the spine embedding forward. Hands might be on your legs, or maybe they're on the floor, but try to keep the skin of your middle back or between your shoulder blades, try to keep that relaxed. Really feel the bones pressing forward there. Good. And try to straighten your legs a little bit more. So you might do one at a time to start stretching them to feel more comfortable with that stretch. And then even both of your legs straighter, longer. Press down through your feet, lift up through the hips. Ooh, nice work. And then bend your knee and inhale and roll it. And arms up. And Tadasana. So we're going to step forward and back on the mat a little. And if you like to have the seat of a chair to put your hands on instead of the floor, now would be a good time. Finding your mountain. Making those adjustments that give your body more length. Like rolling back the shoulders. Shoulder blades reaching down. Upper arms rolling out. Arms in. Leg long. Neck long. Feeling the breath. Shape of the breath in your body. Shape of your body around the breath. Urdhva Hastasana. And Uttanasana. Embedding the whole spine forward. Step your left foot back. And we're in a really long lunge here. Drop your back knee gently to the floor and bring the hips as far forward as you can. Bend your front knee as far as is practical for your knee. Nice work. Lift your back leg off the floor, so knee off the floor. Straighten your back leg. We're going to lift the torso, so you need to feel strong and grounded in your feet and your legs. And notice how the hips want to lift up. Keep bringing the hips closer to the floor and further forward. Lift the belly, lift the breastbone, arms up by the ears. Ooh, nice work. We're going to drop the back knee towards the floor a little bit till you feel those the thigh muscle activate. Beautiful. Bring your hands back down to the floor or the seat of your chair, and we're going to step forward, balance on the right foot when you step forward. Bring your left foot in front and lift up. All those movements to coordinate. All right, so we're balancing on the right foot, left foot in front. Bring the hands in front of the heart, press them. Lift the left knee high. Take the left knee out to the left side. Take the left knee behind you to bring your femurs so they're parallel to each other. Tip your torso forward at the right hip crease. Hands are pressing, shoulder blades reaching back. Lift the left foot high, looking forward. Good. Lift the torso back up Bring the left foot in front. And before you place the left foot down, find the placement with the skin of your foot. And then Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Right foot back. Long, long lunge. Bring the back knee to the floor. Bend your left knee as far forward as feels practical for your knee. So we want the hip, the front of the right hip closer to the floor. Good thing. Belly and breastbone. Good. We're going to tuck the toes under of the back foot, or maybe they already do. Lift your knee off the floor. So the back leg is really long because we're going to lift up. So you need to really find your footing, find the strength in your leg, front to back. And then we see how the hips want to lift up. I want to lift all the way up. We're going to try and bring the hips as close to the floor as you're able. And then lifting the arms up by the ears, belly lifts, breastbone lifts. Good. And then we're going to release and step forward, balance. Or did we come back down to the floor? Maybe we came hands to the floor again. And then we're going to step forward, lift up. Yes, we do this from the floor. Step forward, lift up, bring the right foot in front because it's more difficult and finding your balance. So you're standing on your left leg, your right leg is in front and the right knee out to the side. And we're going to hinge forward at the left hip and the right leg is going to go behind. Lengthening belly, breastbone. Beautiful. Lift up your right leg. And then bring the leg back to the front. And before you place the foot down, find placement just with the skin of your foot and then transfer your weight. Tadasana. Feeling that extraordinary balance. Both feet on the floor now. Aware. Agile. We're going to bring the hands in front of the heart and press them and bend the knees. As far as is practical for your knee, so you don't hurt your knee. You might be able to bend down deeply. We want to lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly, lift the breastbone, looking forward. Utkatasana. And take the arms up by the ears. Beautiful. Hands back in front of your heart. Standing tall now, Tadasana. Arms by the sides. Urdhva Hastasana. Looking up. Hands together, prayer position, bringing the hands in front of the heart. Bend the knees again. Now, just a little bend this time. And we're going to lift up onto the left tiptoe. So you've got your weight in your right leg. Just see how you go balancing with the leg bent like that. If you really have your balance, you could put your heel, left heel, up onto the right knee in a half lotus pose. Good, so we're pressing the hands, drawing the shoulder blades down. And then you find as deeper bend as feels right for your knee, not hurting your knee, of course. holding your balance. Ooh, straighten your standing leg. Find your placement before you transfer your weight. Tadasana, arms by the side. Long spine. Spacious body with the breath. Arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hand. Prayer position, hand in front of your heart. Bend your knees a little, just a little. Balance on your left foot and lift your right foot up onto the tiptoes. Tippy toes. Place your heel, your right heel on your left knee if you have your balance. Otherwise, keep your tiptoes near the floor there. Really balancing into that bent left leg. Place your heel. Test how deeply you can bend the left knee without hurting your left knee. Bringing the hips a little closer to the floor. Lifting the belly, lifting the breastbone. Grateful for knees, even if they need extra compassion. Straightening your left leg and finding your balance before you transfer your weight. Tadasana. We're going to interlock the hands behind us now and forward bending Uttanasana with the hands bound. Reaching the torso forward and straightening your arms. So keep reaching the knuckles back further, further. Letting your head just hang down. Letting your legs really stretch. But easing the spine by pressing the bones forward. Beautiful. Now we're going to take the knuckles up away from the back towards the ceiling and really reach them. Try to take the shoulders away from the ears so the sides of the neck are longer. Straight arms, reaching knuckles. Beautiful. We'll stay forward. Relax your hands back to your back. Interlock so the other index finger is on top. Straighten your arms again. Walk the shoulders back away from the ears. Straight arms and lift your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Let your head just feel nice and relaxed. Bring length into the neck. Arms straight and strong, really reaching your knuckles. And then release. Let your arms flop down now and just hang forward in a floppy forward bend, nice and relaxed in your neck. Beautiful. We're going to sit down. So whether you choose to come into a squat and sit without using your hands or come into a seated position, you might even use your chair to help you sit down. Appreciating your movement. It's really something to be able to sit on the floor when you're an adult and to get back up. So as long as you don't hurt yourself, appreciate that you can do that. In our culture where we sit in chairs, we lose the ability to sit on the ground. So just that act of sitting on the floor, feeling grounded. Something to be said. We're going to take the ribs now and reach the left ribs as far as you can. on a plane parallel to the floor to the left, and then take the right rib and reach them as far as you can to the right, kind of keeping the rib on a plane parallel to the floor. We're going to go from side to side. Let's add the arms in. So if you reach them out from your shoulders, but try to lead the movement with the rib. Right ribs, right, reaching your right arm. And then left rib, left, reaching your left arm. One more to each side. Beautiful. And then back to center and change the cross of the leg. Your legs across. And if that leg position doesn't work, uncomfortable for your knees, I've been there. Just take your legs out to semi-wide. So we're going to take the ribs forward and back now. And just think about this kind of big section of your rib cage. So not right at the top, but at the base of the lung. And reaching that forward at the shoulder. And then reaching that middle part of your back all the way back. And reaching forward. And reaching back. Beautiful. We're going to take the legs out in front. Bring your left leg into bend and take hold of your left foot with your right hand. And walk the knee, the shin back and forward across the body, or sway them across the body. So you're trying to find the movement in your left hip and at the same time listening to your left hip. So noticing movement, noticing where the restriction might be for good reason. Good. Now we're going to put that foot as high as it sits on your right thigh. If that doesn't work for your knee, you could do just foot onto the floor, wherever your knee will manage. You could always put a blanket or a cushion under your knee as well. Otherwise, we're trying to bring the heel, the left heel, as close to the front of the right hip as your body finds practice. Hands behind the hip. We're going to lean the torso forward, but only so far as you really feel like you can press the bones of your spine. So the restriction here would be quite different for each person. For some, it's going to be the bent knee. For some, it'll be the forward bend in the back. And for some, it might be the hamstring. So find where your body is really speaking, really loud. And finding your breath. Truly paying attention. Being okay with what is difficult, as long as it's not injury. You might be able to reach further. You're just exploring your movement here. Try to keep that ease in the spine. Good, and then releasing that side. Both legs out to straight. Ooh, bend in your right leg. Take hold of your right foot with your left hand. And the first movement we're doing is to just try to get the shin moving across the body from one side to the other and paying attention to what that means in appreciating your resistance as well as ease. Letting the hips feel supple. All right. And then the right foot goes on the left thigh, unless that really hurts or is too strong for the hip or the knee, in which case just put the foot down onto the floor like you would for Janusasana. Otherwise, we're trying to bring the right heel as close to the front of the left hip as it will fit, and the right knee heading towards the floor. If I had extra padding, which I don't have with me, I would put it under my right knee, not quite on the floor. And then hands behind the hip and reaching the whole spine forward. Find a little bit of your forward movement and then notice what in your body is resisting the most. Where's the most sensation? Respecting that. Might be able to express your forward bend a little bit more. Remaining respectful. Feeling the body take shape around the breath. Beautiful. And then release. That posture is called Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana. We're going to lay down now. A half lotus pose. A little more in that line. Put your left knee on your right leg. So it's the same movement, and I wanted to show you that if the seated posture was out of the question for some reason, that maybe this laying down posture you would have better access to. The spine is supported, so we don't have to work to press the bones forward, but you can activate your lower back and lift it a little from the floor. This might be plenty of stretching, or you can lift your right foot off the floor and hug that right knee in towards your right shoulder until you feel more of a stretch in the outside of your left hip, left buttock. Some people prefer to straighten the leg. They feel like it's a bigger stretch. I get more from the bent leg, but straighten your right leg if you like. Beautiful. Now we're going to put the right foot back down on the floor. Keep your left foot on your right knee. Take your arms out to the side and let's do a twist from here. So we'll take the leg to the right side and you're probably going to get your foot touching down onto the floor or in that direction. Just let the lower body be nice and relaxed. Keep your left shoulder blade on the floor and face your head over to the left. Close your eyes and take in what this feels like. Feeling that movement of the belly around the breast. gather your core strength, your core awareness. So when you lift your legs, you're really supporting with the muscular, or the muscular core of the body. Come back up to center, both feet on the floor, and right heel on the left knee. So again, this might be just where you need to work. This is enough. So paying respect to your body, noticing. Maybe it feels better to take the left foot off the floor, even straighten the left leg. So discover which part of this movement feels best for you. Shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. Spacious breath. Left foot onto the floor. Keep your right heel on your left knee, arms out from the shoulders, and the legs go to the left. You get a nice lower body twist, spine twist, and looking over your right arm. Feeling space. Gathering your core strength to lift your leg. Hug both knees into your chest, rocking a little side to side. Some people may be able to take their own shavasana from here. If you need to finish your practice, roll all the way to the right. And when you're ready, come up to sitting. Palms together in front of the heart. Feeling gratitude for your body. And take that feeling with you. Namaste.